I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for clicking and tuning in. It is great to see you, great to have you. It's been a full, long day for me, but this is an important video that you're going to see. It's an important video for the true crime community. And I'm glad you're here to get the information that I'm going to provide. It may take a little bit of time to provide this information. Maybe I'll move really quickly. I don't know. I'm unrehearsed. I have a couple notes that I actually wrote down to make sure I cover the things I need to cover here. But in this video and during this show, really going to go three places, right? Because there's been, like, the last couple months, my life has changed a little bit, right? But there's a reason and things have happened. So to understand what is happening now, I'm going to get into the history of Court TV, my history with Court TV, what just happened, what it means, and then what the future will bring. Okay? So we're going three places here. But I want you to understand it all, though. I have to really kind of start, and you're going to learn a lot about the media, the television business, inside information from me, the person who has been with Court TV longer than anyone, longer than any producer, any executive, anyone on air. I've been there longer than all of them, going back to when Court TV was born last century. Okay? So no one's been there longer than I have, and I've seen and I've lived and I've been on this ride for many, many years. But I'm still here. I'm still part of Court TV, and there's no other place I want to be. There's no other place I want to be, which, you know, has created some of the worst negotiations ever with Court TV because they know that I don't want to leave, right? So, you know, I play my hand the way I play it, but Court TV has been great to me. I've enjoyed all of it, but we've had some more changes here. And I say more changes, so when you learn the history, you'll understand that what is happening now is not outrageous. It's not the end of the world. But there's been so much misinformation that I just want to clear it all up for you right here, right now. So again, thank you for tuning in, spending the time. The chat room is open. You can put your comments in there. But after I get through the three things, then I will answer your questions. And that's why this video may be really long, you know, depending upon also on my energy. My blood sugar is good. Don't worry. Okay. So it's been a full day, but thank you for being here and welcome to Vinnie Live.
Get ready, get set, let's go.
It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinnie Live. It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinnie Live. Get ready. So post inside the chat. Get ready for the prosecutor hat. Get set. To like and to subscribe, let's go. It's time for Vinnie Live.
Okay, we're doing it live. If you're watching live or if you're watching it recorded, you're going to get the same information. So I'm not going to be leaving anything out here. And thank you again, everyone, for joining me right here, right now. So let's start here. Let's start with the history of Court TV. To understand what is happening now, though, you got to go back in time because there are some themes and some similarities that you'll see. So when Court TV was being born and being hatched, I was finishing up law school. Okay. It's right at the end of law school, and I'm reading about it and I'm hearing about it. And I heard murmurs about it when I entered law school. And it was, you know, it was part of my motivation because I wanted to be where I am now is kind of where I wanted to be when I entered law school. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, it was part of my application process when there were talks about this channel being created. But at the time, there were two competing networks that were going to start broadcasting trials live on cable television. There was the American Trial Network and a network called In Court. And they both knew about each other before they launched. And they said, this makes no sense. If we both launch two competing networks doing this same sort of niche broadcasting of live trials, neither one of us will likely survive. So they merged. So when Court TV was born, and I believe it was 1991 was the year, it was July of 1991. I think it was July 5th of 1991. It was a man named Stephen Brill. He was the main guy. He was in print journalism, but legal print journalism. He owned the American Lawyer and some other publications. He's a big deal. He's a big deal. Real smart guy, entrepreneur, etc. But there was also investors from like NBC, big investor, Cablevision, Time Warner, and a company called Liberty Media. So all these companies have a piece of it. Stephen Brill is sort of heading it, and they're doing something that's never been done before. And, you know, I wasn't there in the beginning, but I worked with people who were there in the beginning. And they told me the stories of starting it in a basement of a building, and they were in two buildings, and the newsroom was in one building, the studio was in another, and people are running across the streets of Manhattan delivering scripts and tapes, because we used tapes back then. And it was the Wild West, but it was exciting. It was exciting. It was like this new thing that was happening. But in the beginning, most of the trials were recorded. They weren't shown live. Live broadcasting back then, so expensive. You needed a satellite truck to be there working, 10, 12 hours a day. Tens of thousands of dollars just to get the signal from the courthouse back to New York, where Court TV was originally based, and then to get it out everywhere. So in the beginning, a lot of the trials were taped, and that was part of the business plan, because there was no competition. There were not streaming trials on. We didn't even have. I mean, it was 1991. We didn't have the internet. Like it wasn't up and running. You know, we didn't have the whole world on our phones or on our PCs. So it was cable. Cable was king. People all had cable television. They were watching cable television, and this network showed up. But the network wasn't everywhere. The distribution of Court TV originally was not as vast as it is now and was when I joined it. So in the beginning, right? That's where Court TV was. And then they started getting into, they were able to do live, and then they eventually grew. And then obviously the first two big moments for Court TV to really put them into pop culture, Menendez trial and the first O.J. Simpson trial, right? Then Court TV became, oh yeah, it's like a household name. But even at that time, the distribution, it wasn't everywhere. It wasn't everywhere. I had it. I watched it, obviously, right? But it burst onto the scene with the Menendez case was huge. But the O.J. Simpson trial, still to this day, there hasn't been a trial of that magnitude. Right? That's the biggest in the history of Court TV. Not the highest ratings, because the distribution of the network wasn't as vast as it is now, and has been in years before this and after that time. But it was obviously the big one. It was the big one. And I think from that point forward, America kind of knew what Court TV was. But then there's some corporate changes. And this becomes really important, because this, after O.J. Simpson's the time when I leave the practice of law and I am getting into television, but I begin in local news, like local news, making very little money, making a career change, giving up a lot of money as a lawyer for very little money to be on television. But I love it. I mean, I studied this stuff in college, and it was like full circle coming back to my passion, my love. And I'm in my first job, and I've got an agent, and we're thinking about Court TV. But every time that we're reaching out to Court TV, they're like, no, we're not hiring anybody. We don't even know if we're going to be in business next week. So there was a moment After OJ and before I got there, that Court TV almost disappeared, went out of business. The ratings or the advertisers, whatever the businesses that were, and the expense of putting these trials on the air with the satellite trucks and the crews that you had to send around the country to do these live trials. It was a big task. And you had all these companies that owned it. So eventually, people sold out. Like the original guy, Stephen Brill, he sold out. He took a big chunk of money and he was bought out. And now we are in like the late 90s. Okay. So we're post OJ, which is like 95, 96 is the aftermath. Got some other big trials sort of bubbling around. Court TV is, I mean, the production value, everything is getting better and better and better. But then they're almost out of business. I'm trying to get a job there. It's like nothing's happening. And then the corporate change happens, and there's now just down to two owners: Time Warner / Turner, right? Because Time Warner and Turner sort of merge, is one leg of the ownership, and the other ownership is Liberty Media, which is a media company. Some really successful people run the company. They have a great board and all that, and they do really well. Smart. But both companies were hands off. So Court TV was running itself, was doing better and better. And at the time that they were almost out of business, they brought in a new CEO to run the company, Henry Schleif, one of several great executives we've had through the years. And he saved Court TV. And he transformed it because, trials are only during the day. And he's like, what do we do at nighttime? So that's when, Forensic Files and those types of programs began to be developed. And the combination of that programming plus the live trials during the day, and you had, some talk shows, talking head legal shows in between. All of a sudden, they sort of turned the corner. The distribution became incredible. Court TV, now this is the time where now they're starting to make money because they're in 90 million homes from coast to coast, right? Cable is king, and there they are, right there in every cable system. If you have basic cable, you had Court TV. So they're making money from the cable systems. They charge them a fee to carry it, but they're getting some money there. They're selling ads. They're doing these documentaries. Forensic Files doing great. The daytime programming is like some great iconic trials are happening. The people who work at Court TV, you go back to the beginning, and I said I've been there longer than anyone. I mean, that's like you could take that as, wow, I've been there longer than anyone, or you could be like, well, Vinny's been at Court TV the whole time. He never made it to whatever network, and it depends on your perspective. I'm exactly where I want to be. I've never wanted to be anywhere else. But the people have come through Court TV, the incredible talent that was there in the beginning and then went to ABC, 2020, NBC, just amazing. And one of the early correspondents at Court TV, one of the originals, one of the OGs, was a reporter named Dan Abrams, who went from Court TV and then got over to NBC, was the chief legal correspondent at NBC. He ran MSNBC for a while. Had a show over there that was amazing. I used to appear on it all the time. So you had people like that started Court TV, then moved on and did other great things, amazing things. So I get there right at the turn of the century, okay? Right at the turn of the century. And I'm there. And when I join, like, it is full throttle. We've got this huge staff, amazing people, but the staffing at Court TV was really interesting. They hired like 50% of the people that they hired were television veterans, producers, and executives. The other half were lawyers. So the lawyers would teach the producers about the law, and the producers would teach the lawyers about television. And it was this incredible like marriage. And then I jumped in there. The people who were on air, almost all of us were lawyers. There may have been one or two who were legal journalists who had covered stuff for years, but most of us were lawyers and had practiced. And I mean, and when I got there, what an all-star show. I mean, of course, you had Catherine Cryer, Nancy Grace was there, Ricky Kleeman was there, Fred Graham, the original, the first man to appear on the air for Court TV, was there. He's the guy who was the longest employee until I overtook him 2 years ago for tenure at Court TV. Just great. Michael Ayala was there when I started. Beth Karras was there. I mean, just incredible people. And there's so much energy and passion for what we were doing. And we loved it. We all loved it. And that's where we were. So we're chugging along, right? And I'm there. I get there turn of century. And then by like 2004, maybe, I think at 2004, I'm now anchoring a show. I do one with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Then I do one with Lisa Bloom. And it's great. It's amazing. We're in New York City. The ratings, like during the daytime, when we had a live trial, a good live trial, we were beating CNN, MSNBC, and who's the other one? CNN, MSNBC, and not Fox, but a third one. We would beat them combined during the day with our ratings from the trials. And then at nighttime, the documentaries were doing incredible. So we were moving on all cylinders, and Henry Schleif was the CEO. Boom, boom. It was great. Then came, I think it's 2007. 2007, I said we had two owners, right? Liberty Media and Time Warner / Turner. Turner and Time Warner, same thing. Their agreement was, at this point, one partner had to buy out the other, so it would be wholly owned by just one company. And they negotiated. And in the end, what happened was, because each owned half of Court TV, half of Court TV was given to Liberty, was given to Turner in exchange for the Atlanta Braves. Turner owned the Atlanta Braves, gave the Atlanta Braves to Liberty Media in exchange for half of Court TV. That was the moment that I was traded for Chipper Jones, for you sports fans out there. That was the first really big change, because at this point we're going on all cylinders. I mean, the cases, the Michael Jackson case, we had the exclusive on it. Diane Diamond was the reporter who broke the story, and she's working for us. You had the Martha Stewart case, Kobe Bryant, Robert Blake. All these big, huge cases were happening. And it seemed like it was one after the other. And then other great true crime stories that were big in our community, Westerfield trial and others. Just big ratings, success, everything's doing well. Then we're taken over by Turner Broadcasting. They were not into it. Now, remember, Turner owned, at the time, TBS, TNT, CNN, HLN, all owned by Turner. And once they take us over, change means change. Remember that. Whenever there's corporate change, things change, right? So last time when there was this merger, or when two parties were on, Henry Schleif was running it, things are just cooking. Now we're part of the Turner Properties, which is great, right? You have a lot of muscle in the world of cable television, these big networks, powerful, cutting deals left and right. But they didn't love what we were doing. Okay? So now this is the first time really, because we were left alone. We were kind of on an island. Now one company owns us, and they supported us, and we did very well, and we had the budget and all that was great. But it was the content, the true crime and trial content, that they didn't buy into it. So this is now 2007, 2008, and they start to squeeze the day all of a sudden. And then the big change happens because they're running HLN and CNN and they've got all this infrastructure in Atlanta, Georgia. They say, listen, we're pulling out of New York and we're moving the operation to Atlanta. Change means change. We are also, and this was the biggest change of all, rebranding the network. We went from Court TV to True TV, TRU. Court TV became True TV. And instead of doing like Forensic Files and that type of programming at night, they started doing reality shows at night, completely different than what we were doing. Not that it's terrible programming, it's just way different than what we were doing. And we were no longer known as Court TV. We were known as In Session. And the tagline was Court TV is now in session. And we became In Session. And it was moved to Atlanta. So at that time, what happens? We've got, in New York at the time, I think we had Jack Ford, Ashley Manfield. We had Nancy Grace was there, but then she left when she launched the HLN show, right? Her HLN show, mega success. So I think she was out of Court TV by then. We had Catherine Cryer, Lisa Bloom was there. Fred Graham was close to retirement. He may have just retired at the end there. And I forget who else was there. But then it was time to redo everything down in Atlanta. And who moved to Atlanta? Who from the On Air? The only one. Why? Why would I move to Atlanta? Jersey boy? Because I want to work at Court TV. It's the only place I ever wanted to work. Court TV? If Court TV, even if it's called In Session, it's still Court TV. If they're in Atlanta, okay, we're going to Atlanta. So then this is the biggest first. This is the big first monster change of Court TV. And then once we get to Atlanta, again, we're cooking. We've got that woman in Orlando becomes this monster trial, the biggest trial of this century. Casey Anthony. There, I said it. Sorry. But at this time now, In Session at Court TV, we are being produced by the staff at HLN. So while I'm working for In Session and Court TV, I'm really part of HLN because HLN is the one running the whole thing. And we're running like out of their offices in the CNN Center and their studios. And it's all, they build us our own Court TV studio. And the executives are from HLN and they're kind of running us and getting us going. And we're doing unbelievable because you got the Casey Anthony trial. We had George Zimmerman. We had another one. And then it's like 2013. So we've been going for like 4 years and we're doing really well. The Jodi Arias trial is happening. So Jodi Arias is happening. In Session Court TV, boom, monster hit. But then it gets picked up by HLN. And that's the moment at HLN. I'm still doing In Session during the day. Then at night, I've got the show on HLN with Ryan Smith called HLN After Dark. And we're doing stuff that like has never been done in television. We're taking crime scenes and recreating them in the studio. We're bringing our own jury in every night to come to verdicts on issues in the case. It's amazing television. It's the highest rated premiere of any show in the history of HLN. And we're killing it. Absolutely killing it. Like bonkers ratings and success and buzz. During the Casey Anthony trial, and I've got it up here, like my show on HLN at the time was a 5 o'clock show. I had 2 shows on HLN and In Session. So I had In Session for, I think 3 hours. Then I had 2 1-hour shows on HLN. And my 5 o'clock show is beating everybody in cable news. I'm beating Fox News by 1 million viewers. It's crazy. No, it's the success. And this to me is a time when, like where we are now in true crime, to me, that's really the foundation for it was that trial. Because during that trial, that's when Twitter caught fire. Like Twitter became the first place that true crime really was like talked about. I remember looking at my Twitter feed, and the number of followers during the Casey Anthony trial was just rolling. I went from like 800 to 250,000 during that. I would just look at my BlackBerry at the time, my BlackBerry, and I would just see the numbers rolling with all the followers from the case. And I was like, all right, this is amazing. I made the right choice. I'm in the right place. This content, this world that I am so passionate about, the world is finding us. And we're doing it at In Session and at HLN. So they're like working well together, because In Session during the day is doing the trial coverage, and HLN at night has all the talking heads. It's Jane Velez Mitchell, it's Mike Galanos, it's Nancy Grace, Dr. Drew, it's me and Ryan. It is the heyday. And then this happens. In the middle of the Jodi Arias trial, Turner on True TV ends In Session. We're off the air. And that was the moment that Court TV is now DOA. There's no longer any Court TV. Think about that. A lot of people don't realize it, that happened at that moment. And it's important to think about that moment when I explain what's happening now, to understand that in that time, Court TV was gone. There was no Court TV. Now, there was HLN. HLN jumped in. We covered that trial, and we continued to cover trials for like the next 6 months, is it? About 6 months or so on HLN. So all the people who are watching In Session Court TV now have to switch over and watch their trials on HLN, which again, 90 million homes, just like Court TV In Session was. So people are able to watch this stuff. You're still not at a time where you're watching the streaming. The streaming is just about to begin. It's just about to begin. It's not quite there yet, but the moment Court TV dies, it's rough. But I'm like, all right, I'm at HLN, so maybe this is it. Maybe HLN becomes kind of like the new Court TV. But remember, HLN is owned by who? The same people who owned Court TV. And like I said in the beginning, they just weren't. It's like you're what is that movie? He's just not that into you. Like the ownership wasn't passionate. Right? And I'm not talking about the producers and executives. I'm not the producers and the people working it. I'm talking about the people way up on the top of the food chain who make all the real big picture decisions. We're not in love with true crime, and we're not in love with live trial coverage. So what we were doing at HLN, there was a change in the leadership there. And then they pulled the plug on that. And it kind of went, and then like, it died. It like died. And it wasn't happening anymore. And what am I doing? So what do I do? What am I doing? Well, let's get back to Court TV. So a couple of good friends of mine who worked at In Session, Court TV, and not on the air, but behind the scenes, as passionate as I am about this, about Court TV. We're going to try to bring it back. Okay. How are you going to do that? Well, we're going to try to bring it back. We're going to find somebody to bring this back. So there's a small group of investors, and I'm one of them. Like, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. All right. Anyone questions, my allegiance to Court TV, You can't. We had to invest some real money, okay? Not a couple bucks, but real money, so we could try to obtain the rights to Court TV, the brand, the name, the library, the whole thing. And for the next 4 years, my friends are bouncing all over the place, knocking on every door, looking for investors, distribution, et cetera, looking for a partner, someone who'd be willing and able to bring back the network that we love, the only network we ever wanted to work at. And it happened. And I guess it took like 5 years. But then in 2018, another incredible executive, Jonathan Cates is his name. He owned a series of these digital channels, OTAs, whatever you want to call them. Incredibly smart, incredibly successful. And his company gets purchased by a company called EW Scripps. EW Scripps owns 45 local stations around the country, NBCs, Foxes, local CBSs, and they've got news operations everywhere. Newspapers years ago, big company, great company. And they purchase his company and they make the investment to bring back Court TV. And I'm there for the ride. And that's when Court TV, which is dead, I believe it was 2013. I think it's 2013. It's been a long career. For 5 years, Court TV's dead. And then in April, and it's probably like 7 years ago, this month, last week, or maybe next week, I don't know if it was the 19th or the 9th week, Court TV relaunches. And Court TV is back. Completely different ownership. We've got a couple of my buddies who have done it, a couple of people that worked at Court TV in New York, a couple of people who worked at Court TV in Atlanta, part of the staff, a lot of new faces, new blood, new energy, and on air, me, and then we brought in a bunch of new people, and we relaunched Court TV, and we brought it back. But we're in a completely new world now. Now we're in a world where trials are streaming online and everyone's got a little piece of it. And let's just go back. And I said, like 2013 or so, when HLN kind of got out of it and disappeared, there was a big void. And that's when online streaming of trials sort of began. And it was an operation called Law News / Law and Crime. Started by who? The OG from Court TV, Dan Abrams. He sees this void here. He says, well, people love trials. He says, I love trials. And he creates this company that begins like this and just grows because people love the content. So he's creating this incredible new media company focused on true crime in an area where the growth factor is through the roof. And while that's all happening online, our group is trying to get back onto television. And eventually we're successful. Scripps, does the deal and brings back Court TV and puts us on television from coast to coast on digital channels in every market. Every market. And we're on cable, we're streaming. So in this new world, Court TV is available in all different places. Some places get it on cable. Some places get it on your Samsung television. You can get it on our app. You can get it with a digital antenna. And Court TV is back in business. And I'm there. And I'm like, all right, I didn't get my investment back exactly how I wanted to get it back, but I got back what I wanted. I'm working at Court TV and I'm doing exactly what I want to do. fully committed to the brand. So that's the relaunch of Court TV inside of Scripps. And Scripps is like the best parent company to have. We're running our own thing. They're not meddling with anything we're doing, but they're giving us all the support that we need. And they allow us to start as a startup company with an established brand. Very unusual, never happens. Usually you have a startup, nobody knows who you are. As a startup, everybody knew who we were already. It was just, could they find us? And in this new media world, it was much different than the old Court TV where, you just turn on cable, there it is. No, you got to be everywhere because everybody's watching in different places. And that's the way this company was sort of built, but really geared towards the television end of it. And we're doing well. And it's a process when you start and you keep building. And then all of a sudden we start doing really well. Like we're hitting a groove. We've got Ethan Nelson comes in as as the head of Court TV, and he helps us grow even more. And now we're positioned like, okay, things are going great. And now we get to what happened at Court TV. Understand this, okay? Everything you watch online or on television ultimately is a business. And to stay in business, you have to make money. This is not charity. This is not PBS. This is not supported by the government. These are all private companies that have to survive. Court TV almost died in the late 90s because it wasn't able to pay all the expenses and meet its thing, and it was going to be bye-bye. And then it was bye-bye, and it was gone. And then it was brought back and resurrected. And now the world is completely changed. When I say the world, I mean the world that I live in, this world of television and media. You know that. Like, there's so many different, I'm looking all over just in my room here, different places to get your entertainment, to get your content, to watch trials, to absorb true crime content. It comes in different places. So what has happened is Court TV was placed into a position where they started doing well and are reestablished. It took 6-7 years. And now Scripps is a company that's in business. And Scripps sees an opportunity to cash out and make some money that they need for whatever reason that they need it. So they sell us. So they're happy. They get their money. And the company that purchases us is Law and Crime and their parent company. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? Well, first, let me tell you what it means. It means the OG, Dan Abrams, who started his career at Court TV, who was at the forefront of bringing trials back to the public through Law and Crime and Law News, online, streaming them coast to coast, now has control of Court TV as well, a network he loves. And for the first time in the history of Court TV, we have ownership that is as passionate, as invested in true crime and trial coverage as we are. This is amazing. We've had great parent companies that sort of left us alone, but now we've got a parent company that they love us. They love what we do. They do what we do. Slight difference, like Court TV's focus is really the trials and Law and Crime, cops and robbers and body cams and true crime mysteries and all of that. It's like a perfect merging of the true crime world. And they've got all this infrastructure built into their company that is going to bring incredible support to Court TV. So what happened was it's like a merger in the true crime world, creating a much more, it's not like it's a fight, but much more powerful, vibrant place for us to be. Like Court TV is in a place where everybody's on the same page. Like true crime is amazing. True crime is what we have a passion for. It's what we want to produce. It's all we talk about. Like you've got to see some of the chats. It's amazing. Just on like the internal channels, people are talking about these cases. You go to our meetings and people are just like, oh, you got this case, this story, this, and it's amazing. And that's coming from the top all the way down. For the first time in the history of Court TV, we now are on the same exact page as those who, own us. Like, this is amazing. This is an amazing time at Court TV. Now, change is change. Business is business. So obviously there's redundancies when there's purchases and mergers. There are different ways of looking at, okay, how can we do this? How can we set this up for long-term success? And that's what's happening now at Court TV. It's being set up for the long term. So we don't have that moment like we had in the late 90s where, oh, Court TV is going to go away. We don't have like 2013 where we're off the air for half a decade. And if you've noticed, since all this happened a couple months ago, live trials have continued on Court TV. And we're bouncing from courtroom to courtroom to courtroom, and you're seeing all the big cases each and every day during the day. So Court TV is alive. Court TV is here. Court TV is still, and Court TV now is with a company that was born in the world of new media. So now Court TV can grow and not just be a television network, but have incredible growth in the area of new media to increase our distribution, to increase our audience, to increase, for the business purposes, our revenue. So we can sustain and grow and last. Now, every time that there were changes at Court TV, there's changes, and it's not great, because there's redundancy and people lose their jobs, and some really good people didn't fit into the new structure that's existing right now. But this is a structure that's going to grow. And it's going to prosper. It's going to do really, really well. Like, the foundation is incredibly strong. So for Court TV, and there's been all these rumors about they're trying to do this, trying to do this. Court TV was purchased because a company wanted us. They loved us. They loved the brand. They love what we do and how we do it. And it was part of what was missing from what they were doing. It's like a perfect connection in marriage. And it's going to lead to a much better shot for long-term success. So Court TV can continue to do what they do. And I can continue to work at Court TV, right? Which is all I ever wanted to do. It's all I ever wanted to do. So that's what happened at Court TV. It was a corporate purchase, but a purchase, not just like looking at a lot of these corporate mergers and things, they're looking at spreadsheets and this and that, and we'll break it down and we'll sell this piece there, we'll sell that. That's not what this is. This is, let's bring the brand in and let's grow the brand, and let's bring this brand into the new media world so we can be in television, we can be in YouTube, we can be much more deeply into the podcast world and everything else that's happening in true crime. I mean, Law and Crime's an incredible company in what they do. I mean, they produce things that you see on the streaming services. Obviously, they do everything that you see every day, all the great shows that they produce and podcasts that they produce. It's a great merger. It's a great moment for Court TV's long-term success, because I've seen what has happened through the years and how it's almost disappeared, and when it did disappear, and what we had to do to bring it back. But we did. And now we're in a place where, hey, this is a new world. So now let's get to me. The future for me, what does it mean for me and my shows and what I'm doing? Right now, I'm working some of the live trial coverage. I'll continue to do that for a little bit. But right now, I'm also working to relaunch Vinnie Politan Investigates. Vinnie Politan Investigates will be on television, but will also be distributed now in other places, like right here on YouTube, on the Court TV channel, on YouTube. A daily show, Vinnie Politan Investigates. And right now, working with the team, brought some people over, from after the purchase that are members of my team who've been members of my team, and we're going to work together to put together this new Vinnie Politan, this new incarnation of Vinnie Politan Investigates. And I think you're going to like it. And what we're working on, I think you're going to like it. It's going to be a little different than what you're seeing now in terms of what it looks like. We're building a studio, et cetera. All that's happening. But you're going to like it. I'm excited about it. It kind of gave me like a little jolt of adrenaline that you need every number of years in whatever you're doing. So that's what's happening with me. So the relaunch of Vinnie Politan Investigates is around the corner. As we get closer and closer, obviously, I'll bring you more news on that. So that's staying. Right now, I'm doing some live trial coverage. I'll dip in and out of there. I'll be part of the daytime presentation of the cases and trials. You'll see me and hear me during the day. But at night, Vinnie Politan Investigates will become my my marquee show. And that, again, will be daily. You'll be able to watch it on television. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube. And there's other places in this new media world where it'll be distributed as well. So it'll actually be easier to find. Whew, how long did all that take? I did that in 45 minutes. That's not bad. That's not bad. Give me a second here. So, one thing I want to remind you, and I put it in the chat. It's at the beginning of the chat. One of my buddies, Matt Johnson from Court TV, is now doing his thing on YouTube. Real nice show, fun show. Matt, you've known him for years. So if you can do me a favor, if you're watching now and you don't subscribe to his channel, go to the beginning of the chat, or maybe the mods can post the link up. Go to his channel right now and just subscribe. Matt Johnson, True Crime. Go there and subscribe. That'd be awesome. Do me a favor. But it's not really a favor because you're going to love the show. All right, let's get to some of the questions and comments. It's been a long day for me, so my voice may disappear on me, but we've got DD Moriak. Hey, everyone. Great to be here supporting Vinnie. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, DD. All right, I'm way behind, so I'm just going to scroll. I'll scroll to get how far behind am? Oh my God, I'm 45 minutes behind. But let me just scroll because I don't like to miss the super chats, and I get up to date with the super chats, and I get to all the comments and questions. All right, a lot of comments tonight, by the way. Thank you so much. I'm just scrolling, and if I miss your super chat tonight, it's because I fell 45 minutes behind. Oh, by the way, I'll be at Crime Con. Tangents will be a Crime Con. I'll be a Crime Con. Look at this. Look who's here tonight, folks. Oh, wait a second. There's so many comments. My computer's working a little slow.
Time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. 'Cause here comes Max Spunky.
All right, McSpunky 6.9. Thank you. Yes, the Spunkster will be at Crime Con. Release the Divas. Oh, that's going to be amazing. You better track us down, McSpunky. You better track us down. I'll be looking for you. I don't know how tall he is. How tall do you think McSpunky is? Thank you, McSpunky. All right. Lisa Mitchell, WV. No matter what, Vinny, we will follow you wherever you go. You're the best in the biz. That was not meant to sound stalkery. No, never stalkery. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right, let's see what's going on here. I'm scrolling really fast just to get all the super chats, and then I'll get to the current comments. Michelle, 2773. Thank you so much. Where can I catch a replay of your live shows if I miss them? The website isn't putting them anywhere, and they're no longer being posted on YouTube. We're in a transition phase right now, Michelle. So as soon as we relaunch Vinnie Politan Investigates, it'll be posted every night on YouTube if you miss it on TV. Right now, though, I don't think it's being posted. I'm not sure. I have to honestly, I have to check and see what they're doing right now. So right now we're sort of in that transition phase, right? So we'll get there. I'm scrolling. I'm just trying to get current. I just want to get current, but I don't want to miss any of the supers. If you're going to super, I don't want to diss you. I don't want to miss you. And we've got Candace Hoff. Can you talk them into both channels playing different trials instead of the same trials on both channels? Interesting. Very interesting. It's interesting. And if you're talking about YouTube, I think they'll both still cover because part of the YouTube experience is also the chat, right? But I think there's multiple trials being played, if you know what I mean. If you're talking about the YouTube channels, if you're talking about TV channels, I think Court TV is the only one. I don't think anyone else is showing trials on television. You know, once in a while for the big ones, people will dip in, but really the only ones doing it day in and day out here on TV. So let's see who else is on the Super. A lot of great comments. I think I'm gonna have to dig in for the long haul here tonight. All right, Court Dog, Daniel, TV is a business, people. See you at CrimeCon. I'll see you there, Court Dog. Make sure you come by. All right, Discerning 8. Thank you so much. I was a moderator for Court TV. Suzanne made me Court TV chat ambassador. You all sent me gear as a thanks. I was on Julie's show a few times. I was in the OJ commercial. I do think they need a few mods back. All right, Discerning 8. I will pass that info on. Thank you so much. Thank you for your help also with the moderating. Appreciate that. All right, Queen in 1982. 1982, what a year. Was Kaja Gugu 1982? Good, I'm glad. I was going to say they need to put Vinny's show back now. Missed that the most. I was so beep, but happy to hear you'll be back soon. Absolutely. Prime time, baby. Prime time. We're getting ready to relaunch. You know, change means change. Change always means change. We're going to retool. We're going to come back strong. And I'm telling you, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. Thank you. Queen in 1982. What a great year. 1982. All right. Who do we have here? Court Dog Daniel, please put the time on the screen and the witness. The time. Oh, the time of day. Interesting. I will pass that on. Itty Bitty 733. Wish you the best and love you. Thank you, Itty Bitty 733. Itty Bitty. Dr. JW 33. Thanks for the info, Vinny. Love your hair tonight. Transitions are hard. Let's talk about my hair, though. Let's talk about my hair. You like the hair? I let it grow a little extra here. I'm debating whether to keep that or not. I think I'm gonna trim it down, especially with the summer humidity. I've got a big basketball tournament coming up, and it gets a little messy. But maybe in the fall, I'll let it go even longer if you like it a little bit longer. All right. All right. Remove. I got to remove the spunkster. Add this. There we go. All right. Thank you, Dr. JW33. All right. I'm almost current. McSpunk is back. I'll find you, Vin. I'm 5'11". All right. 5'11". Sometimes, you see the face and you go like, oh my goodness. Or you go, oh, wow. But no, 5'11". Right on. McSpunky. Who we got now? We've got Bill and Agent Real Life. Two things. Love the shirt. Love the hair. People loving the hair. I'm getting a haircut this weekend. I already paid for it online. My wife and I love watching you. You're the face of Court TV. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate that. Wow. This is I do kind of like it, but it's a little extra work. Oh no. Here we go. Nancy Reynolds says, trim it. All right. I'm putting it up. I'm going. I got to do it. I'm going into the community over on the YouTube channel so you guys can post. Where is it? I want to do a new poll. How do I do a poll? Did they change this? Oh no, I see where I gotta go. One second. Ay. All right. I'm going to go into the Court TV community. I'm going to put a poll up right now. All right. New hair poll for Vinnie. Cut it or let it grow. Give me a head with hair, long, beautiful hair. All right. The new hair poll for Vinnie is up. Cut it or let it grow on YouTube. So you guys can vote. Ashley Bouchard, bring back the VP mullet. No, 1982. We were talking about 1982, weren't we? Oh, the mullet was so good. This is almost the opposite of the mullet, because now it's like a little longer in the front. It's business in the back, party in the front. Used to be business up front, party in the back. We'll see. We will see. And She Jukester, I love your VPI show. Got to come back. Yeah, it's still on. We're showing some encore presentations. Oh, let's see what we got here.
Thank you, April Diaz. Have a great day today. Thank you, April Diaz. We appreciate everything you say. We all know she's a great fan, and we know the kind words she has. We always love to hear from you. Thank you, April Diaz.
All right. Thank you, April Diaz. What changes with Tangent? I'm not sure about changes, but I'll trust you. Well, we do have some changes coming with the Tangent, but it's not really changes. There's some new things that we may announce on Friday. Okay. So get ready Friday on the Tangent Show for an announcement over there. I don't want to muddy the waters in this video talking about what's going to be happening with the Tangents, but we got some good stuff going on over there. Really good stuff. So thank you, April Diaz. All right. Let's see. DD, will VPI new version be live? No, will not be live. Will not be live. It'll be like, like Inside Edition, shows like that, that do record ahead of time in order for our distribution is be much, much easier to do it that way. But it'll be a daily show. It'll be a daily show. Claire loves the hair. Claire Polanski, Claire loves the hair. You got to vote. You got to go. I don't know if Ashley can put something up on YouTube or not. I'm not sure. I mean, on Facebook, but I got something up over here. All right. All right. Just checking the notes there. I don't know. Look at this. A Hitchcock 6557. Yes, hair looks great. Interesting. Really interesting on the hair. Cynthia Camacho Zazuka. I'm a 1982 girl too. Vinnie is our original OG. Let's get it right. Absolutely. Yeah, the poll is up. Let me make sure people have found it and are voting on the poll here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the votes are in. People are voting. People are voting. People are voting. And this is Jeannie Smith 9642. Vinny, are you bringing back closing arguments? No. Closing arguments will not be back. Vinnie Politan Investigates will be retooled. So there'll be some elements of closing arguments that will sort of integrate into Vinnie Politan Investigates. But what I will tell you, and this is good news for folks who are here on YouTube, is that with the way this is all going to break down, I believe it's going to give me a little bit more of an opportunity to be here with you like we are right now. And this may evolve a little bit. So there's that. You know, it's yin and yang, you know, the live show from 8 to the live shows from 8 to 10 every night, you know, it was great, but it's a grind. Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 every night, night after night, my weekend cut in half. All right. People are, Julie Brooks, cut it. she wants it. Okay. All right. Jeeping 2016. You're a sellout. Okay. I'm a sellout. What does that really mean? I'm a sellout. Did you listen to the first 45 minutes of this program? Do you realize that Court TV would have been dead for the last 13 years, would not even exist if it wasn't for me and a couple other investors and a couple of my good friends who worked their tails off for 5 years to bring Court TV back. I'm not buying it. I'll take constructive criticism any day of the week. Ask the mods. But Jeeping 2016, you are way off. Way off. It's like the opposite of selling out. There is no one who has been at Court TV longer. There's no one who has sacrificed more to be on Court TV and to make sure Court TV exists. There is no one. I uprooted my entire family, bring them down to Georgia, from Jersey to Georgia, because that's where Court TV was. Then it disappeared on me. And then, we brought it back. So sorry, but Jeeping 2016 tonight, you are wrong. All right. All right. Joy Wag 2183. Let it grow a little. It's a little more. Let it grow a little more. The problem, what happens is when it gets longer, it gets a little wavy. It's not really curly, but it gets a little wavy. All right. Let's see. Uh-oh. Valerie Dominic, cut it. Just cut it. Okay, this is a good question from Ramen Holo. When do you think Court TV will have a more settled programming? So, prime time, once we relaunch Vinnie Politan Investigates, I think we'll settle in more. So that's just around the corner. We're not too far away from that. We're getting much closer to that. I think that the daytime is settling in. And what I think you're going to see, which is what you saw, if you were there for the relaunch in 2019, you saw where we started in 2019 and how the network grew in every which way possible by 2026. And now new ownership, new change, new philosophy, new approach. And I think you'll see the same thing. And what Court TV means in the new world is not just a television network, because it's very difficult to survive in the business as just a television network. You can't. And now we've got the infrastructure and the parent company to ensure that Court TV and what we do can survive and thrive in the new media world while still surviving and being on television. It's not easy. You're seeing what's happening to a lot of networks. It's like news organizations everywhere. I mean, from local all the way up to the networks. And I'll give you an example, like the network news, like the job as anchor of the network news, like that was always the job. And these anchors made 8 figures minimum, but like not like low 8 figures, like good chunk 8-figure salaries. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're making less money now than they were 20 years ago, like in actual dollars, not inflation and all that stuff. Like actual dollars is less. And then with the inflation, it becomes way less. It's the nature of the media because the media is everywhere. So in order to survive, you've got to be everywhere. And that's where Court TV is now. And that's the beauty. So Court TV will exist as the network that brings you live trials, but now you're going to see us doing some other things in other places, in other spaces where we weren't before, where we weren't thriving. It's exciting. It's exciting. But so things, it's like anything else. And I've been at places where you start in one place and then evolve and things get bigger and better. All right, Kennedy, you look different. I don't know. I look different. Well, I got my allegedly shirt on from the Vinnie Originale True Crime merch shop. All right. Jason Pittman, 1313, bring back clothes and arguments. I know you meant closing arguments, but clothes and arguments. That's good. This is a good one. T Young 521. I say go back to your big hair days from your earlier days, Vinny. Yeah, I would love to, but you just can't do it. It's like physically impossible without some, a trip to like Turkey or something. Oh, this would be great. Lance Richard, grow it like Phil Spector. Phil Spector was the king of the wigs. Like in his own trial, he wore like 7 different wigs. It was insane. He had his like 20-something-year-old wife bringing different wigs to him. It was crazy. It was crazy. Let's see where we are. So, Vicky Anderson, VPI EPs are reruns. Yeah, these are encore presentations right now that are being played as we get ready to relaunch, as we are retooling Vinnie Politan Investigates. All right. Let's see what some of the early returns are on the poll. We've only got 10% of the precincts right now reporting, but 66% are saying let it grow. Only 34% are saying cut it. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. All right, and this is Sugar's Peeps 9471. What is Matt Johnson's YouTube channel called, please? I put the link right at the beginning of the chat. So if you scroll back to the beginning of the chat, you can find it. But it's Matt Johnson True Crime Channel, I think. Right? I think it is. All right, should I repost the link? Let me see if I have the link. Do I still have it? Oh, yeah. True Crime with Matt Johnson, it's called. I just reposted it. Hollywood. Promise Dan will keep Ted around. Where's Ted going? Ted's not going anywhere. Ted's not going anywhere. Let's see. I think Ashley just posted the link to the so if you go on the YouTube channel and you just go to community, you'll see the poll right at the top there. You will see the poll at the top. All right. And Little Miss America K, I'm so happy about VPI coming back. Oh, yes. It is coming back. It is coming back. Thank you so much, Little Miss K America, who, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, all year long is celebrated as the
ladies and gentlemen, we present the 2020 sex Tanjanista of the year. Tanjanista of the year. Tanjanista of the
Yes, Little Miss America K, our Tanzania of the year, celebrating all year long. Thank you. Oh, great question here from Amy Jane Peacock, man, 2418. How's the knee? The knee's feeling good. This weekend, basketball and baseball, and Monday morning, I was good to go. So the knee is feeling great. Thank you so much. All right. And Gen X, of course, part of our amazing mod squad. Women like the longer curls. Very interesting. Good to know. Of course, Gen X, along with Frankie Figs, Jennifer Soubet, and Ashley Bouchard, part of the Best in the Business Mod Squad.
The Mod Squad, keeping order in the chat. The Mod Squad, spotting trolls who attack. Oh, Gen X is ready and on the scene. Frankie Figs making sure they're keeping it clean. Jennifer Soubet telling haters don't be so mean. And Ashley Bouchard on top of us.
out the Mod Squad. Thank you so much. They are amazing. All right, let's get back to it. Spear Grassinger, what about the format during the day? Will it stay the way it is now? Yes and no. Yes, in that live trials will be covered coast to coast. 10, this is Eastern time, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the 10 a.m. start is really because nothing really starts in that 9 o'clock hour. It just doesn't start at 9 o'clock. So the trials generally start closer to 10, and we're doing a lot of West Coast stuff. So that stuff goes later into the day. So you will see that, but there will be a little bit of tweaking during the day. So keep your eyes open in the next couple of weeks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. She Jukester with the hoop. Do a show with Ted on here, Vinny. Oh, getting Ted onto the YouTube. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we could might do a little something. He's got a long day. I'll drag him out. Candace Stebbins, I miss Al from the panel on closing arguments. He was hilarious. Well, you can catch him with me and Jonesy on the Tangent True Crime podcast right here on YouTube most Fridays. And we've got some other things in the hopper. So no problem there. You'll see. And Al's been on with me from 5 to 7. We've been talking about trials each week. So let's see. I'm telling you, DD, let it grow. People are liking the longer hair. Okay. A Hitchcock 6557. I got in late. Will it be here on YouTube? Okay. So Vinnie Politan Investigates will be on television, prime time. Will also be on YouTube, but on Court TV's YouTube channel. Court TV's YouTube channel. It'll be dropping every night there as well once we relaunch. All right. Ashley Bouchard is saying let it grow as well. Even the kids want me to grow it. I don't know. Can I? I got to keep it neat in here, though. All right. I got to keep it neat in here. Like this can't, if this gets messy, it just gets messy. It gets frumpy. So maybe I'll go with the, what are the kids doing now? The mushroom? They're doing the little mushroom thing. The little mushroom. All right. My understanding is that our buddy Matt Johnson's in the chat. Oh, let me do this. And Cheryl G11, if Abrams is behind it, it'll be a success. Yeah, hello. He's got the Midas touch. He's gone from like Court TV correspondent, right? Back in the old days, to media mogul. And a good guy. He's just a good guy. Let's see. Rosebud 6403 wants to buy a lock of my hair. Okay. Maybe we'll give it away on the Christmas show next year. You know what you can do though, if you have like hair of a loved one or a pet or whatever, you can send it to these companies and they can make it into a diamond. Did you know about that? All right. Now I'm at the point in the chat in the comments where people were responding to me talking about the person calling me a sellout. Let's see. Hollywood D. Vinny is not for sale. Exactly. All right. Let's see what Bill and Ag. Oh, it's Bill and Ag in real life, or Bill and Age. Is it Age? Could be Bill and Age or Bill and Ag in real life, 1990. It's the Clark Kent curl that makes the hair. Love it. Thank you for bringing Court TV back. It's the Clark Kent. And a lot of support from folks. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's see. All right. And we've got Posh Paper Creations. Vinnie, you are Court TV. Thank you so much. I am not Court TV, but I've been with Court TV a long time. All right. Let's see. Kerry RH Blinskazia. Is your blood glucose doing okay with all the change, etc.? Thank you. Thank you, Kerry. And no, there have been a few slumps because like I know, the one thing that diabetics hate is change. Like I'm Mr. Routine. And I had this routine in the last couple months. There have been a few rough outings in both directions. Too high, too low, roller coaster. Just because my whole daily routine right now is in flux. And it's going to change again once we relaunch Vinnie Politan Investigates. But then we'll get into another groove. But yes, you are correct. And thank you for asking. I've had a few, ups and downsies. But right now, steady. But I did get a note from Matt Johnson. He's in the chat. I think Matt is in the chat. Matt Johnson has entered the chat. That's my friend on the tira. Love that guy on the tira. Susan D. Stevens, great question. Will VPI be a 1 hour or 2 hour show? 1 hour. Although there may be some days where there's a bonus show. Like breaking news kind of deal. Bring back the verdict clock. The verdict clock is back. I was on the verdict clock the other day. It's there. Let's see. Becky Rice Wilson, we need Court TV. Absolutely. All right. I'm almost current here. I'm trying to get current. Okay, here we go. Paige Tatum, Vinnie, will it be court all day or will there be some shows to summarize the highlights again? So glad you're still here and let it grow. Well, Vinnie Politan Investigates will fill part of that void once it gets relaunched. But exactly what you're talking about, which I think is going to depend upon the day and the way the programming goes. Because right now, since all of this has happened, we've had trials on the East Coast and West Coast going simultaneously. And when you have trials on both coasts going simultaneously, that takes up most of the broadcasting day. So that I think right now will be a little more hit or miss initially for the highlights, but within the shows, you're getting the highlights, if you know what I mean. So the producers during the course of the day, sometimes a lot at the top of hours will bring you up to speed as to some of things that have happened during the course of the day that you may have missed earlier. So that is happening. It's just in a different form, a more free-flowing form. April Diaz, are you leaving Georgia? If so, we'll miss you. I don't know. I'll be here, there. I'll be everywhere. I'm still in Georgia. Oh, Terry Zeris. Vinnie, is there any recordings of you in a courtroom working a trial? There is one video that exists. It was not a trial. It was just a hearing, but I do have it because it wasn't a court TV trial, anything like that. It was one of the courtrooms, one of the first courtrooms that had, instead of a court stenographer, it had cameras and microphones. And depending upon which microphone was picking up sound, that camera would be on. And there were like 4 cameras in the courtroom. And I was doing a hearing, and I have that video somewhere. I will post it at some point. But as Ashley Bouchard was pointing out, at that moment in time, business up top, party in the back. So great. Justice is a process. Excited for the next chapter. Whatever you build next, the trial community is behind you. Looking forward to the next chapter. Thank you. Justice is a process. Justice is a process. Absolutely is a process. Thank you so much. Oh, look at this. Vivian Fonseca, 9161, got that shirt in pink. Love it. I think I have it in pink too. Do I? I have a pink one. I have a pink one too. Yeah, I got the pink one. I got the pink as well. There you go. All these items, folks, are available at the Vinnie Originale True Crime Merch Shop.
Shirt and a hoodie, a beach towel and a mug. A new design from Vinnie is better than a drug. True crime merch, you know he did it. True crime merch, mark the exhibit. True crime merch, we hate Casey. True crime merch from Vinnie Originale. Our tangent stuff is great, unlike any others. Buy it now, don't wait. Perfect for all you mothers. True crime merch, allegedly. True crime merch, stepped on a bee. True crime merch, it's not free. True crime merch from Vinnie Originale.
All right, the Vinnie Originale True Crime Merch Shop. Jennifer Sube, part of the Mod Squad. Thank you, Vinnie, for filling us in about court TV. Absolutely. Absolutely. True Crime Rewind Renee. Look at that. That's not an easy one to get the first. True Crime Rewind Renee. Matt is here. Matt is in the chat. Matt is in the chat. I haven't been able to find him here, but he's in the chat somewhere. All right. Indeed. Michelle, 2773. So will the new VPI be aired on actual TV again? I just want to know where I watch you. I don't want to miss it. Yes, it will be on TV prime time. Will also be available on YouTube and other places. So it's all good news. Michelle, Mabel, Itty Bitty 733. Please take care of the sugar, Vinny. I'm type 2. Absolutely. But it's you know what? I've recently, I guess I started watching some videos and I got into the type 1, the T1D algorithm on social media. So I'm watching a lot of the type 1 people on social media now and getting into that world. Very frustrating. The cure it's right there, but I am convinced that it's being quashed by those who make a lot of money from all the great devices that help us. All right, let's see who else. I'm trying to get current. Discerning 8. Vinny is very handsome in person too, y'all, with his hair. My hubby and I worked Crime Con Nashville. Yeah, Nashville was a fun one. I love the layout in the hotel in Nashville. This one's going to be in Vegas. It's going to be a little different. And I hopefully everyone saw the announcements that came out that the Tangents will be back at Crime Con. We'll have a tangent table. Meet Alan Jonesy. And I'll be on with the Law and Crime folks noon on Friday. Noon on Friday on the main stage. All right. And tie. All right. Janice McWaters, Resendez, how about Red Tie Friday? Verdict Friday. I mean, Red Tie Verdict, which happened a lot on Fridays. But I was wearing the red tie the other day for Koenig, I think. Was it Koenig? I think I've had 2 verdicts in the 5 to 7 hours. All right. People are confused with the verdict clock and the live clock, says Linda Jean Melville. Okay. Well, the verdict clock tells you like how long the jury's been deliberating in the big cases that we cover at Court TV. And Tonya Anastasia 5430. Tony Anastasi. Tony Anastasi, 5430. Bring back the time of day clocks. I'll ask about that, but I don't even know. I didn't know there were time of day clocks. Discerning 8, I was with Court TV when everyone was HLN. Yep, that was back in the in-session days. Marie Gorman, Vinny, I miss your evening shoes. So really big shoe, really big shoe. So much, it's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah, change means change. Change means change always. Like, I can't tell you how many times when there's been some sort of change, it's impacted my programming through the years. Whether it was an HLN, in session, Court TV, it's happened a lot. Let's see. Dr. JW33, Vinny, you are giddy. I am here for it. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, it was July 1st. Providence. It was July 1st, 91. Court TV launch. Thank you, Providence. I didn't know if it was July. I knew it wasn't July 4th, but I don't know if it was the 5th, but it was July 1st, 1991. Lori Garland, 3649. Talk about your gig at Periscope. Do you remember Periscope? That was like the first live app from your phone. I did some scopes. And then Periscope was bought by Twitter, and then Twitter just got rid of it at some point, and it disappeared. Vanessa Alvarado, 8048. Court TV was family. I miss everyone. Yeah. Absolutely. Mary D, XD, 9SI. Thank you. To New Beginnings. Cheers. Love you, Vinny and Matt. New Beginnings. All right. Here we go. Kimberly, 42923. Matt, post a line of cryptic emojis so Vinny can see you. That's what it's probably needed. Jersey Girl, 5239. You are a true national treasure. Jersey Girl, what exit are you again? As I recall, I'm trying to remember your exit. All right, Let's see who else is here. Oh, Bill and Ag. Abrams is the Ryan Seacrest of crime TV shows. Yeah. That's a good analogy because Seacrest started on air, solely on air, and continued on air while becoming a media mogul. Yeah, same difference. Different genres, obviously. Oh, Gene Taggart, 843. Love it. Love it. I'm putting that down on my list of ideas. Gene Taggart, person of interest, doormat. Genius. Genius. Thank you. Oh boy. Betsy wore the 97. I joined the stream late. What's happening with the Court TV, Vinnie? Well, it's a long story, about 45 minutes worth, but the one-liner is, we've been purchased. The future is bright as Court TV now expands into the world of new media and continues with live trial coverage during the day. And my show, my program, Vinnie Politan Investigates, will be relaunching soon. So that's the bullet points of what I explained. But if you want to get the whole story and what it really means and how we got there, you can go to the beginning of the video. Common Sense Investigator. Vin, can you get them to finally sell Court TV merch now? Yeah, I think I will. Let's see. Linda Jean Melville. Vegas will be fun, but I think I'm going on a cruise in May. I heard there was a crime cruise coming up in November or February. Not sure. There is a crime cruise too. I think they do one or two a year. So what you want to do, I will not be on that for a very specific reason. Very specific reason. I get seasick. I'm afraid of being seasick. So I am going to try a river cruise first. If I survive a river cruise, then maybe someday I'll go on one of these cruises, but I don't do cruises. But have a great cruise, Linda Jean. We'll be looking for you next time. Lori Garland, 36 and about 49. Tell us about Periscope, one of your past gigs. I did. I was on Periscope. I don't know what I did on Periscope. It was really exciting at the time. And then you could stream on was Periscope before YouTube Live? I don't know. But Periscope was like cool because you do it right from your phone. Periscope. That is old school. All right. They're saying the live clock is gone. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I will look into that live clock. Want some coffee? In session, those were great times. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end, but they did in the middle of the Jodi Arias trial. Literally, in the middle of the trial, in session, Court TV died in the middle of the Jodi Arias trial. Insane. It's an insane business. Let's see. CDJ 1313. I loved Periscope. Oh, it was like the Wild West, right? I think one thing we did on Periscope, I don't know if I did it. We shaved somebody's beard live. It was an interesting place. Oh, Joan Kasevich. Any idea when the sheriff judge trials come? I don't know, but that is going to be fascinating. It's going to be, like an insanity type of defense, but it's going to be insanity with a twist because it's like a delusion grounded in some very true, mysterious facts. His attorney is very good, very aggressive, and that's going to be some trial. Fasten your seatbelts for that one out of Kentucky, folks. 2 Seymour, 1. Do you have any cats? No, just Zuko the dog. Mhm. Let's see. Mhm. All right. Let's see. One more time. Colleen Twerry, 6619. Will VPI be live? No, it will be recorded. But it's a daily recording. So it's kind of like Inside Edition is, I think, the best analogy. Yeah, people want the doormat. Desert Love One wants the person of interest doormat. I got to see if I can make that happen. All right. How far behind am I? I'm only a couple minutes behind. Oh, okay. Common Sense Investigator Periscope was during HLN After Dark days. Yeah, that's when it first began. We would go. Now I'm remembering it. Now it's all coming back to me. So we would do After Dark at HLN, and then we'd end the show, and then we would stream the after party. That was an insane show. And I know that Common Sense Investigator was in our in-studio jury a bunch of times. That was an insane show. It was the best show ever. Like, it was the best. It was, the elements to it. It was an amazing show. It was an expensive show. It was an expensive show to produce. The number of staff and crew that we had to make that thing happen every day. But it was the most successful launch of any show in the history of HLN. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Lisa Mitchell, loving the Ed Sullivan impression that I did. Thank you. That I have recordings of me doing that as like a 10-year-old. So with the new schedule and everything and workflow, I believe I'm going to have a little bit more time available to dig into my archives and have a new segment in my Vinnie Live show, which will be a throwback. I'm going to go to the vault because let me tell you, I have Super 8 movies, videos back when like the home, is pre-camcorder videos of things that I've done through the years, audio cassette recordings, unbelievable stuff that I think will be fun to watch at this point of my career. All right. This is a big development in the Anna Kepner case. The brothers going to court on 420. True Crime Rewind, Renee. Thank you for reminding me. Anna Kepner, essay, Red Rum, First Degree, waived up to adult court, potential life in prison, things not looking good, because you know the evidence is going to be overwhelming in that case. It's going to be overwhelming. It's just going to be a matter of, is there some sort of mental defense to all of that? And I don't think there's going to be. Auntie Reed 94. Do you think they'll cover the Cranford, New Jersey teenage double red rum? Yes, I do believe. That one is a slow go. Has that been waived up yet to adult court? I have to check on that. I haven't checked on that recently. I wasn't sure if that was waived up yet. But that's a crazy, crazy story out of New Jersey. Yes, we are on that. Let's see. Just trying to get CMO Maui. I'm fine. Ignore the smoke. Aloha from Maui. You are awesome. Aloha. I was in Maui back in, how many years ago? Was it 30 years ago? I was in Maui. Maui. True After Dark. I heard my name after dark and came a running. It was HLN After Dark was the name of the program. Which is interesting because After Dark is really when the sun comes up, right? Depends on how you look at it. Ashley Bouchard. What is Super 8? Kids. What's the matter with kids today? It's a form of film. You would record the film, then you would drop it off at the drugstore, and 3 weeks later you would go pick it up and it would be developed. And then you could watch a 2-minute film silent. Linda G. Melville wants me to post some of those old time things on your page for your subs. Yeah, I will. Yeah, it's the stepbrother. I got you, stepbrother. Federal charges. Kimberly 42923. We need come back with a warrant, doormat. I've seen. I haven't seen a doormat like that, but there was a case we covered. Do you remember a trial called Tex MacGyver? Remember Tex MacGyver out of Georgia? His house had a sign at the front door that said, come back with a warrant. Absolutely. Oh, McSpunky had the 8-track player. My dad had an 8-track player in one of his cars with a CB. Big Panda Sears rubber duck. All right. I am current. I made it through the comments. All right. What else do we have to tell you? Is there anything else we have to tell you? All right. It's been a long day, ladies and germs. Boompa. Oh, wait. Let me do that again. It'll be much better. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Thank you, ladies and germs. Hi-oh. All right. Do I have more of these? No. Sounds. Oh, wow. Oh, here they all are. Gotcha. All right. So there is still some winners from the first quarter that I haven't gotten to, but I don't have all that information in front of me. and I'm going to spin the wheel for that. So we'll do that in the next live. I haven't been live because, you know, my whole world's been turned upside down the last couple months, but everything's good. It's all good news. But we will. Let me get my little thing together here. All right. Let's get ready. All right. So each quarter, says the way it works. We're going to have a contest. If you're the winner tonight, it makes you eligible. We're going to put your name up on the wheel. And then at the end of the quarter, I spin it, and then you win a prize, which is a prize from the Vinnie Originale True Crime merch shop. Okay. The first quarter winner has not been handed out yet, but we're going to spin the wheel on the next live. I'm not prepared for that right at this moment. But what I am prepared for, folks, is for you to guess. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? You to guess my blood sugar. Come on.
Is a type 1. He's type 1. His pancreas is on fruits. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes. And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinnie's blood sugar? Under 70, he gets like head. Under 60, all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get lethargic. But when it's 90, Vinnie, eyes are singing. And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinnie's blood sugar? But take a guess. Yes, take a guess. Let's guess Vinnie's blood sugar now.
All right, I'm looking at all the guesses. I'm always like a minute behind as I scroll very slowly and carefully as the numbers come across, but I have not seen one yet, so we got to re-wrap
Here's a
it.
type 1. He's type 1. His pancreas is on fruits. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes. And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinnie's blood sugar? Under 70, he gets like dead. Under 60, all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get
All right,
lethargic.
congratulations to Gringa. You will be entered into this quarter's spin of the wheel to see who wins. So I'm going to write this down. I got to keep track. This is what Q2. Q2 blood sugar. Gringa got the 115 on 414. Fantastic. Congratulations. Now, you may have guessed it, but like I said, I was 1 to 2 minutes behind in the blood sugar game. That'll do it for tonight. So let's recap. What did we learn tonight? Court TV's been purchased. We are now owned by a company that loves true crime and trials as much as we do. An OG, Dan Abrams, Law and Crime, Court TV together, bringing you all of this stuff. We'll be at CrimeCon. Vinnie Politan Investigates, relaunching soon. I will give you more information as we have a firm date and we get closer. So, and live trials continue on your front row seat to justice. So that's the story, ladies and gentlemen. That is the complete story. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you for the great conversation. I'll remind you one more time to make sure you follow and subscribe to my friend Matt Johnson, True Crime Matt Johnson, on YouTube. The link is at the beginning of the chat. I just have to do this just out of respect. Beck McRae, Mick R412. I'm behind, but you mentioned Fred Graham. Yes, I did mention Fred Graham as the man who is the first face, the first voice that was ever on Court TV. Our original senior editor and senior anchor. Yes, Fred Graham, a legend. And my first day at work took me out to lunch. Great guy. Great guy. Anywho, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern on Court TV, live trial coverage. We've got the Utah Adelsons, or the Team U Adelsons out of Utah on trial. It's the mother accused of taking out the daughter's husband. The only difference here, unlike Wendy, this daughter was involved, admittedly involved, charged, and cut a deal to testify and will be serving 1 to 15 years in prison. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to hug the kids.
Say goodbye. Thank you for watching Vinnie live. We'll be back, but I don't know when. We hope that you will watch again. Vinnie live. It's Vinnie live. Whoa, it's Vinnie live. To our awesome mosh. Thank you for those super chats. Please hit the like and do subscribe. Let's do it again on Vinnie Live. Now before you go, just one more thing. Please post below, say anything. Before you go, just one more thing. Please post below. Say anything, Thank you. God bless you. We'll see you again.
Pretty good.